I'm positive that some of you felt this way about the last Genshin update. Holy hell was it boring. I was so bored of the game that I literally only got on to do dailies and condense my resin until I was forced to use it up, and then I went to go play something else as soon as humanly possible, like Apex or Smite. But this update has really gotten me interested in the game again. I love playing Genshin Happy Home Designer, and I think that the sheer amount of customization that you can do will really allow for some fun and creative layouts. I'm trying to take the game really nice and slow so that I don't burn out again, but I've heard great things about the latest Zhongli story quest as well. But this update has made me want to go smack trees for hours so I can craft new decor for my home, but has also left me with the dire realization that I have 0 Sincerias and so many recipes need red dye. But I'm at least glad that some of the more useless items also have a purpose now. And honestly, I love decorating in Animal Crossing, and this is just more of that, but in Genshin. I also really like how they added the instant crafting juice, because I feel like it's in a good enough of a supply that I don't feel hindered when I finally get the materials to craft something and want it instantly. Also, something really important to note is that you can actually buy 5 of them per day using the realm currency you collect from the trust rank menu. So if you haven't been buying them all day every day, you totally should, so you can build a really big supply so that way you can always have what you want. Because I find that I'm more limited by my crafting materials than I am by being able to craft them instantly. But if there is one thing about this update that annoys me, but it's honestly more of like a mild inconvenience, but having to talk to Tubby between checking wow, that is a tongue twister. Checking trust rank, the shop, and the crafting UI, it gets on my nerves having to talk to them every single time I want to change menus. Because you have to go to the trust rank to get your currency, and then you spend it in the shop right after you get it, but you have to talk to her again right after you get it. And then if you want to go craft something, you always have to go learn the recipe first, and then you can craft. You know, I feel like you have to go through way too many menus for that, but maybe that's just me picking on it because I'm impatient. Anyways, I really love how the housing is so far, and I can't wait to see how they expand on it in future updates. It feels really nice to have goals to work towards again in Genshin. Like, when I finished my adventure book from what feels like fucking ages ago, the game started to get really repetitive and really stale. Because I didn't have anything to finish, I didn't have anything to work towards, and honestly, I want them to add more levels of that once Inazuma comes out. You better do it, mihoyo. Looking at you. And I think that having these types of like goal-oriented things like the adventure book and the housing book menu thingy will really help the longevity of Genshin in a positive way. Like, giving players a clear and definitive goal, some people need that. I'm people. Me. Otherwise, I'll just get bored. If I come up with my own goal, once I do it, then what? You know? I really wish they would keep expanding and adding on to that kind of endgame content with the goals to work towards. And honestly, the housing is so smart of them because they just reuse assets that they already made, but just give them control of them in our own little world. I'm sure this is similar to their actual world building thing going on whenever they make a new region or expand on the current existing region, is they just take those assets that they gave us. Maybe they probably have way more control over them, but they probably do something similar where they place each asset in, give it the proper angle, and make sure they don't collide improperly, right? It's so smart of them to give us control of that. Because once we get Inazuma or any other future region to come out, they're just going to add all the assets they made for that region and put it into housing and let us play with them, right? Also, another thing that I would like in the future is I really hope we can get ground emotes to use in other people's realms, or just in co-op in general, or at least be able to interact more with the decor in the realms in the future. Cause like, you know how cute it would be if we could have like, each character has their own different like sit emote, and they sit in like a different way depending on their personality, or a dance emote, or being able to interact with everything in the realm, you know? And we better be able to pet the fucking dogs. We can have dogs in our homes. I want to be able to pet him. Let me pet my dog, please. He's so cute. He's a friend. I just want to pet him. And imagine if interacting with a cat made your character pull out like a little wand cat toy to play with them. That would be so cute. Make it happen. Somebody better make it happen, because that's what I want to see in this game. Little shit like that, little details like that. mihoyo, you better give me a cat toy. I swear to God. So here's a couple of other things that I just found out about this housing update that I think are going to be really fucking cool. Is that, well, first off, every Friday you're going to have your traveling salesman show up in your realm and in your friend's realm, so you can go rob their shit and see what you have in your own shop. So I think on like the Thursday or before or whatever, you try to not spend any of your currency or just let it build up. And then once you have your currency nice and saved up, you can go and shop around in your friends' realms or in your own realm. Like in my realm, I have the Shiba Inu. Look at him, he's so cute. He's a friend. I'm excited to put him in my world. And also, I have these really interesting flat plateaus, or rocks, or landforms, or whatever you want to call them. And something really interesting that I just found out is that whenever I put them down, and then I put a whole bunch of decorations like plants, rocks, some actual furniture down on top, is that you can actually go in and change each individual plateau landform thing, and you can force your decorations to collide. So, you know how you would try to place something and it would tell you that's an invalid placement because it's too close to something else? Well, you can actually force them to collide if they are on different landforms. So like here, I did this to this rock, and this rock now merges with a different type, and it looks kind of cool. And the plants are much tighter, they're closer together, and I think it looks nicer overall. And I feel like this has so much potential to get really creative with, and I'm stoked. So that's pretty poggers. Overall, I think this update is going to at least get me to play the game again instead of just doing the same thing for 10 minutes and then logging out. So I'm really excited to try and honestly have fun with the game again, because I wasn't really having that much fun in the last update. Like, sure, the mini games were cute and all, but once I did them once, I just didn't care to do them again. And doing the Windbloom Festival, where you had to go and do a certain goal for a certain RNG minigame, and then I had to spend 40 minutes trying to at least get that minigame to try the challenge, made me want to rip my hair out. And that really killed the vibe. You know, it killed the mood, it killed my desire to play. But I'm back in it. Housing is pretty fucking poggers, and I'm excited to play some more. So those are my thoughts on the current update and on the new housing system. And honestly, I'm so stoked to create my realm and also see what you all create in your realms. There's so many options for what you could do that I can't wait to see what some of the creative geniuses can do with them. Like those people that make those really awesome Animal Crossing towns. I want to see those people do something incredible in this game. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Anyways, if you made it all the way here and you enjoyed it, feel free to stick around and also like the video, please. I'd love to see you again. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
will.